guys, it's Kristy here, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through how to do a true grip handspring. Now, a couple of things before we get started. Number one is that you should make sure that your shoulders are really well warmed up, and I do have some exercises in my twisted grip handspring video. So if you want to check that one out, otherwise make sure that your shoulders are warmed up and stretched. The other thing is to make sure that you are ready to do this trick. So if your instructor has said that you're ready and you've already begun learning it, it's always nice to try or to hear different ways of doing tricks, because sometimes something will just click for you and it makes it easier to do. So this is not intended to replace a classroom or studio scenario. The idea behind it is that I just share what has been successful when I've taught this trick, and maybe that will be helpful for you as well. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously decide which arm is your dominant arm. For me, that's the right, so that arm is going to be the one that goes on top. So for this grip, if you probably do know the differences between the three handsprings. You've got a twisted grip, which turns the arm this way on the pole, so it goes that way. You've got a true grip, or also known as a split grip, which grabs the pole pretty much just in a regular grip. And then you've also got a cup grip or a sloth grip. So that is cupping around the pole with all of the fingers on the same side. You don't split. So what we're talking about when we say split grip is you're splitting the thumb away from the fingers. So where I'm going to start is at arm length from the pole, and I'm going to put my hand on at shoulder height with the split grip in the fingers. From there, I'm going to make sure that I'm on the back side of the pole, so I'm not centered with it, I'm over to the side. So here the grip is split, and you can see that my arm is at shoulder height. It's not up here and it's not down here, it's just in the middle. And from there, the first thing we're going to do is work out where the bottom hand is going to go, because a lot of the time I see people go for this move and they'll put the hand too high, which means there's not enough space between the hands to give you a really good grip on the pole and make you feel secure. It often results in a lot of pressure going through the bottom arm, which is not what we want. So this arm is here. From there, if you're using an X pole, usually the screws at the towards the base of the pole, like around where the joint is, that's actually kind of where your hand goes. But if you're not, it's probably maybe about a hand width or maybe a little more above the bottom of the pole. Now, I know when you first try that, it's going to feel a little bit foreign, but the more you do it, it just starts to become second nature. So you will just put your hand there in the end. So you put it down there. Now, there are two ways you can do the entry. You can either do it dynamic, which I really like, and I think it kind of forces you to go for it, or you can do it static, which is with the two hands on from the beginning. So I will show you both ways in this video. So top hand on, and I'm working out where my bottom hand goes. Now you notice as I'm doing that, I'm starting to swing the leg, the same leg as the arm that's on. So that is going to be my swinging leg. Okay? As I do that, I can start to get a bit of a sense of what I'm doing here. Now, the most important thing as you do that is to keep the top arm bent. So unlike a twisted grip where the top arm is straight, in this trick we want the top arm to be bent because it allows us more control over the move, and we want to keep our body nice and close in rather than letting it come out and away. So from here, although it does start straight, you'll see as I swing, I quickly bend it. So it becomes this bent arm here. While I'm swinging, it's very easy to progress with this one. The next thing you're going to do is start to think about bringing the knee that is swinging up towards the same shoulder. Okay? So from here, I swing and I'm starting to bring that knee over to my shoulder. Okay? So as soon as I swing, I'm looking up the pole. At the top hand, I found is the best way, because It keeps you centered and it keeps you balanced. And bringing that knee to the shoulder forces your body to tip over the way that we want the weight to go. So from here, step 1. Step 2 is to get used to that swing and get the bottom hand in the position. Step 3 is to tuck. So I like the froggy tuck position because I think it helps you stabilize yourself and then you can take the legs out. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so obviously when you feel more comfortable with it, you can just go out and the legs can go straight out. You can do it with straight legs if you want to, or you can flick them out, which, yeah, looks pretty cool. So just an example of that. Out. Okay, so if I wanted to keep both hands on, I would start in the exact same way. Find the bottom hand position and pretty much just go through the momentum here of starting to tap up and getting that knee up to the shoulder, right? One thing you want to make sure of is that you're turning the leg out like a frog rather than bringing it forward. The reason we don't want to bring it forward is it pushes the weight that way where we want the weight to come this way. So from here, instead of going this way, as you can see, it's putting the weight where we don't want it. We want it to come over the top of ourselves, okay? So you'll notice, even when I'm just coming a bit closer, even when I come into the finished position, I've still got the top arm bent because I have control of my body in that position. If I straighten it, which is what often happens when you're building up the strength, you'll go up and then your arm is like, no. So it starts to straighten out. But you really want to fight it and try and just keep, not like bent, but you want to keep a bend in the arm to keep it nice and strong. So just again, I do prefer the swing entry just because when you first do this move, the momentum does help you get into the right position. However, if it does scare the crap out of you, then feel free to put the hands on and really just work your way up into this. Bringing that knee over to the frog and then out. Okay, so just trying to think of some other common things I see. This one. Oh yeah, the head. So quite often when I teach it, the student will look in the mirror to try to see if it looks any good, which is great, but that means your head is staying this way when we want it to go down this way. So your head, I always say, think about your ear touching your bottom arm because it'll force your head to go down. So when you're here, if you were trying to look in the mirror, you would not be able to go over. Whereas we want to get the head down, put the ear on the arm, so it forces our hips to go up. It's basically a seesaw. So if you put one part down, the other part will come up. If you keep looking in the mirror and your head's doing this, then your butt will not come up. So yeah, that's probably actually one of the biggest things. After that, you might find that as you get into the position at the end, you'll be able to hold it just for a second and then it comes back. That's just practice and your muscles getting used to where they need to stabilize. So keep at it. And thank you so much for all the comments and messages about the other videos. I'm glad you found them helpful and hopefully this one is good as well. If you do find it helpful, smash the like button, share it. I am doing a bit of a nemesis series, so this video is at a request on another one. So if you have any requests, you can pop it in the comments here and I'll try to make a video for you. So have a great day.